Kia ora, good morning. I'm getting ready to go out to my day job and been reflecting on this idea of Star of Born and giving voice to that as a theme, as a universal story that we're all tuning into at the moment. So if you go to the movies, you hear conversations about it, like the universal stories that people share, they carry the teachings of life. So I got really inspired by that movie because for me, it's about the raw creative power of life and how it's channeling through these amazing musicians and how they're, bringing that forth and the challenges of that. So I wanted to give voice to this conversation mainly because of that, and also because I feel really called to speak up and encourage language and frameworks that can help people share their stories. Because I know for me as a practitioner, most of my day I spent inside a room with one person and I'm hearing their stories, their histories, their present experience, their challenges, and together we kind of look into the story and reshape it to a degree. So people do this every day for each other. We all do this. We listen to talk with a friend over a cup of coffee. We're at home at night having a meal, sharing our stories. And so shape-shifting our lives is through shape-shifting our stories. When we change our story, we change our life. Because we live in a story in our head, right? We're fabricating these realities. They don't actually exist. And I went to see the Freddie Mercury movie. I've seen it 3 times now, actually. I'm really inspired by that as well. And there's this great line in it where Freddie just says, "You only see what you want to see." So that's life. We only see what we want to see. What we see is colored by the lens that we look at. So if we want to change our experience, we just change the glasses, like shift our perspective, shift our energy. So that's why I do this. It's a belief of mine that we're in this really challenging time, and that raw creative power of life, it's shaking people around. And it's stirring us up. It's stirring our emotions. It's stirring the mind. There's this kind of crazy, chaotic vibe in the world right now. And if we're awake and aware to that vibe, then we can just watch it like watching a movie. And we can be mindful of how easy it is to get shaken around by that, and yet come back to what it is that keeps us steady. So whether that's our, time in the garden, going for a walk, a little time in nature, time with the kids, reading, listening to music, what it is that keeps us steady, because maintaining a sense of steadiness in amongst the wild and crazy, it can be a little challenging rather. So the energies of life, they are raw, they're creative, they're powerful. They're like this raging body of water, right? This pouring channel of pure creative power. That's the energy of life, and it's channeling through us. So that container for the power is our little body. And those little bodies of ours, they need to be really strong in order to channel this potent force that's moving through us. So it's like a powerful river. And then there's this light of who we are, which is more like a fire, right? It's the light of joy, the light of awareness, the light of love, the light of expansion, generosity, openness, kindness. It's like a light. It's like a flame burning inside us. So we're running these 2 energies, right? We're running the light, the fire, and we're running this powerful water energy, this powerful energy that's channeling through our very bones. That's source essence, that's in us, and we all carry that. So finding the way to balance the essence of who we are with the light of who we are and the awareness of who we are, and bringing those together, for me, is the essence of a full, powerful, starry life, where we let all of who we are come forward. We be the star of our own lives. And to know how to do that, you know, it can be challenging. There's not much education out there in the mainstream about that. So if you're feeling shaken and rattled and roll by this time, then go seek out some support for your spiritual journey, because the spirits are rattling in the world today, because we're in a shift, we're in a big change. And when things are shifting and changing, the energy is unstable. So the instability of that energy in the world today, it's manifest in all the areas we look. It's in the politics, it's in the food chain, it's in the housing, it's in the economics, it's in the political systems, it's in the, you know, the social systems and how we do stuff. It's all on the move. So while all of that is on the move, we need to do a little something to stay grounded. So keep that in mind and reflect on that. You know, what do you do to stay grounded? What do you do to channel your power? How do you contain and steer that force? Because it's a big thing moving through us. Kia ora, aloha, araha nui.